dovoljno je to, bratko, bugarski i srpski, dosta, ne treba više od toga poveće. A igrali smo mnogo puta na terenu, na turnirima. Pričamo pola bugarski, srpski, pola engleski, onako jedan s drugim da se razbiramo i znamo mnogo godina i imamo dobar odnos, mislim da imamo odnos respektabilan i naravno na terenu smo rivali i tako dalje, ali ja sam njega uvek gledao drugačije od drugih, jer je brat iz Bugarske. Ja tako sam od uvek osjećao i drago mi je što imamo priliku prvi put da igramo u Bugarskoj, jer igrali smo u Srbiji, tako da, eto, 4 godine je prošlo od tada i drago mi je što ćemo imati priliku da igramo u Sofiji i što će biti puno ljudi, što hvala, blagodarim vi svima na pažnji i na prisustvu i drago mi je što ima puno ljudi koji prate tenis i prate sport, tako da, eto, ja ne znam koliko ću ja da igram još profesionalno, tako da je dobro što sam došao sada u Bugarsku, možda u posljednjoj fazi moje karijere, da igram sa Grigorom koji je napravio najveći uspeh u istoriji bugarskog tenisa i jedan od najvećih bugarskih sportista svih vremena, tako da zadovoljstvo je da будем ovdje.
Любезност и отношение на най-големите ли е твоето отношение към българските фенове? Така ли е към всички по целия свят? Или и към българите има нещо специално? Ще те върна и към Адрия Тур. Едва ли ще си спомниш, но докато с Елена говорихте нещо важно за фондацията, и споменахме, че има 30-40 българи, които те чакат с български знамена и искат просто, мечтаят си да им оставиш по един автограф върху знамето, да се снимаш с тях и каза: братя българи, само изчакайте няколко минути и след това беше при тях. За вас, братя, всичко, и отида при тях. Това може би е една много обикновена история, но за тези хора е незабравима и ще помнят цял живот. Специално ли е отношението към българите или просто като един от най-големите в историята на целия спорт показваш такова отношение към всички по целия свят?
Naravno da mi je drago kada imam potporu i ljudi ovde iz Bugarske takođe koji gledaju i prate, naravno zbog Grigora i tenis i Bugarska je nacija sporta, tako da drago mi je što, kažem, opet imam priliku da budem ovde i što ću ovim povodom ne samo da prvi put doživim kako je to igrati tenis u Sofiji i Bugarskoj, a takođe i da podržavam humanitarnu inicijativu Grigora i njegove familije. Tako da to je jako važno, s obzirom da tenis je svima nama dao puno u životu, puno uspeha, puno benefita i svega, i što imamo priliku da vratimo na ovaj način i da igramo dobar tenis za ljude da gledaju, a s druge strane se zabavimo malo, da sa osmehom, sa dobrom energijom, sa malo i muzike, možda će biti malo bugarske muzike, a malo tradicionalne muzike, malo luda po tebe, ja sam malo sam vežbao sam malo luda po tebe, tako da, eto, vidjet ćemo. I think Grigor already answered some of the things that are related to this question in terms of the dedication and the work that you have to put in for your body to maintain the body and the mind at the level desired to play the highest level of tennis consistently for many years. So there are many elements that are in play. It's no one formula or one secret that fits all. You know, we're all different. We are all part of the individual sport that, of course, requires from that certain individual a lot of sacrifice, but also I feel a lot of dedication into understanding who you are, how your body is evolving over the time, and being 37 for professional tennis is quite old, and after almost 20 years on the highest level of the tour, body is feeling it. But I'm also playing less, and I have to be a bit smarter, I think, about my schedule and be a bit more selective about the tournaments where I want to play my best tennis, and find motivation, really find what inspires me to keep going. And I'm glad to have the opportunity to come to Bulgaria as well to play with Grigor, as I said earlier, before I retire, or while I'm still active player and while we're both still active. I mean, he's got plenty of time. He's a very young guy, but he's been around as well a very long time. Since a very young age, he made a breakthrough quite early. So we know each other for a long time, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of players that globally want to get that spot #1 and win Grand Slams and make history of the sport. So the competition is very strong, it's very hard, and this sport is unique in its way that basically you have to adapt all the time, and that the body is suffering a lot because you have to change the time zones, change the surfaces, change the conditions, indoor, outdoor. All these things have different challenges that you have to face and embrace. And so I think that the level of consistency in adjustment and adaptation is needed to be at the top. And you almost have to be a little bit obsessed, I think, in a good way. Even though that's maybe not a really positive word, but you really have to be kind of obsessed with what you do. Just completely immersed in love with waking up early, with going to bed late, with whatever it is, So basically making your whole life about what you do, particularly in individual sport, because nobody can replace you. If something goes bad, it goes bad. So it's a beautiful sport, but at the same time it's very challenging, and there's a lot of hungry wolves out there, young guys that want to challenge us veterans on the tour, but we're still going strong. So it's good to see that. Still keeping up.
Novak, I have a question for you. I'll continue in English, if it's better. We know that you achieved one of your biggest dreams at winning the gold medal in Paris. How can you still find the motivation? And you mentioned that you will reduce your schedule. You won't be fighting for the ATP final. So how many tournaments will you play until the end of the year? Will we see you?
Yeah, well, actually we were having dinner last night, and I said to the guys that probably for the first time in my career, I really don't have a long-term plan, So I really try to be in the moment and see what happens. I'm going to be playing here, I'm going to be playing in China, and I play an exhibition in Saudi, and that's all I know. Basically, after that, I really don't have a clue of what I'm going to do. I'm going to see how I feel. Family life is also extremely important to me. Trying to be there for my children, for my wife, be part of the everyday normal life, be available as I wasn't for many years. Because of the nature of my profession, I had to travel a lot and be absent. So I have to balance things out. So let's see. I am driven by records and results, of course. That's no secret. That's a big objective. But I also have to prioritize, certain tournaments over others. So right now, I'm in Bulgaria, and this is exactly where I want to be. The DNA that we have in this region is quite unique. We have that warrior spirit, We have the spirit of never giving up and really fighting for what we think is right in life. The emotional intelligence, at times. But we are very passionate people, I think in the end of the day, yes, we all make mistakes, and we can all be very temperament, and we can all at times be too passionate, but I prefer that over being flat, you know. I prefer life, I prefer emotion, I prefer sensation, I prefer to see the different expressions on the face of people. I love to see the passion for life, whatever it is. So that's why I got along with him really well from the very young age, and all the people from the region, you know, whether it's Croatian players or Bosnian or even Greek, you know, we all understand each other even if we don't speak each other's languages. With Greek it's quite different, but you know, but we understand that Balkan spirit that I think unites us all. Yeah, I mean, look, I always welcome Grigor to Belgrade, anywhere he wants to come, privately or professionally, whatever he chooses. I'll welcome him, and I hope we get a chance to play more. Yes, he was very nice to accept the invitation some years ago in Adria Tour. We were playing amongst another 4 or 5 players that were there, and you know, hopefully we can play another match at least. You know, why not? Whether it's next year or some other year, we'll see. It's not easy to find kind of the space and time in the schedules because we have different schedules. But yeah, I think this can definitely be of service to maybe a next match. You know, whether it's in Serbia or somewhere else, who knows? You know, I think we both probably enjoy to play, you know, for fun and particularly in front of our people in our home. But at the same time, the schedule and the calendar is such that really it doesn't give you much time. And you know, I actually wish the calendar to be slightly different so that we have a little bit more time on unofficial parts of the year where we could have, you know, this liberty to say, okay, hey, let's maybe do something, you know, let's do a tour of Balkans, let's do whatever it is, you know, why not? I mean, that would be amazing because in the end of the day, I think the young people particularly, I mean, they want to see you at home, you know, they want to see you play in front of your people because that inspires them, you know, when they watch on the TV it's one thing, but when they watch you live it's completely something different. And I think both of us, we would wish to have as many young people in Bulgaria and Serbia grab a tennis racket and start playing this beautiful sport, because that's in the end of the day, I think, the ultimate goal. You know, whatever we do, it's about how do we transfer this passion, this knowledge, this experience to the younger generation? How do we keep it going? You know, how do we establish tradition? And you know, I think both Bulgaria and Serbia are countries with no tennis tradition. You know, and we I think are in a position maybe to change that. I don't know, and we cannot do it alone, but we can, maybe our successes can start something, certain kind of initiatives on a national level to create maybe, hopefully, a something, that system that will maintain the interest of the young people and affordability and accessibility to the tennis courts. And
той е познат като Арт Влади, негово изложба имаше и българското посолство по време на игрите в Париж. Якитата, които прави, са за звезди от ранга на Флойд Мейлъдър, Конор Макгрегор, Долф Лундгрен, а вече и Новак Đoković и Григор Димитров. Novak, special for you and for Grigor, from our artist, Art Vladi. Още едно доказателство, че целият свят е завладян от този двубой. Българите по света също се вълнуват и подготвят специални изненади за вас. Може да се обърнете също после да позирате. Има и специални надписи, вие ще си ги прочетете.